Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Joy-Filled Universe podcast. I am your host, Lisa Ryan, and today we are going to talk about ways that we can accelerate the desires that we are manifesting into our incredible lives. Yes, that's right. Some easy hacks and tweaks that we can apply to our daily routine. And through that application, we will be removing resistance and getting us into that fast lane towards our desires, our goals, and our world of abundance. Now, I'm going to say, the truth be told here, the reason I'm really bringing this topic up this week is because although I'm largely an optimistic person who blissfully looks through rose-colored glasses most every day while always focusing on what I do want versus what I don't want, I am going to fess up that I am a human and can sometimes fall into a slump. And when I drift into that rut of feeling stuck, one of the first things that typically falls away is my focus on my desires, which are truly some of the things that always make me feel so good and raise my vibe. So while being distracted for what I'm going to say was probably at least a month, my focus had just been marginal at best, which in turn feels as though I've kind of lost my momentum. And now, realistically, I probably didn't lose too much momentum, but I'm going to say I was noticeably distracted for sure, and largely working from a fear-based survival mode as opposed to a love and joy-based safety mode. And if you come to think of it, I bet that one of the reasons why I was super sick with a crummy cold for a few weeks, and remember it even took my voice away for a little while, honestly, I hardly ever get sick aside from the occasional headache due to a sugar overdose, which I'm going to say is typically self-induced because I love sweet treats. And yeah, they're my vice, and sometimes I just don't know my limits. So yeah, I end up suffering with a bit of a headache. So don't judge. Just, your girl's doing her best. Anyway, okay, I digress. I'm going to go back to probably one of the reasons why I got sick is because I have been so wrapped up in fear and worry and stress lately, which has really just lowered my vibe. And I know then that since I was enduring all of this stress, that my cortisol levels were probably just raised, and I was just probably getting this constant drip of cortisol, which then my immune system kept getting weaker and weaker with every low vibe that I kept riding on and every negative thought that I kept putting out into the universe. So in turn, I'm going to believe that that's probably the main reason why I got sick. And I'm certainly not a doctor here, but I betcha my crummy mood, this was definitely a giant contributor. And now I am very happy to report that I am all better. Thank goodness. Yes. And I don't want to go back to feeling sick again. Certainly not like that. And the contributing factor that I think got me there was low vibes. And low vibrations is not where I want to be. Not at all. Because these low frequencies are resistance, or better said, they are the traffic jams on my manifestation highway. So I have now woken up and I have turned on my awareness, and I'm going to get myself back to that high vibe, living my best life, boss in it state once again. So in this week's pod, we are going to be talking about some tools and techniques to apply when we feel like we have been knocked off our game and we want to get back to focusing on the desires that we are manifesting into our reality. No more low vibe thoughts and emotions that come from a place of fear and lack. No, thank you. And it is time to raise our vibes, get ourselves back into a good feeling state. And one of the ways we're going to do it is by changing our narrative and shifting from a problem-focused mindset to a possibility-focused mindset. So with that idea in mind, when we change our perspective, we change our thoughts and emotions. We literally change how our body responds and reacts. Do you remember when we spoke a while ago about the electromagnetic field that we all have? How about the fact that our bodies and everything physical in the universe is made up of atoms, and atoms form molecules, which make up cells, which from there form tissues and organs and ultimately our whole body. And oh, by the way, atoms, they are over 99.99999, a bunch of nines percent space, and they are held together by energy fields. So yeah, we are energy. We aren't solid. We are vibrating fields of energy. And since we know that like energy attracts like energy, and thoughts create emotions, which are energy in motion, flipping our narrative can really be a game changer. So now you might ask, how do we do it? How do we flip it? Well, our words, thoughts, self-talk create our vibration, right? And when we catch ourselves spiraling in that fear, doubt, or lack, like saying to ourselves things like, it's not happening fast enough, or I'll never have that, or I'm not that lucky, why don't things ever happen for me? Consciously flip the script. Be aware of when you're having that negative self-talk and flip it. Instead of saying things like, it's not working, say, it's already unfolding in perfect timing. Instead of saying things like, I can't afford that, or money's too tight right now, say things like, money flows easily to me in expected and unexpected ways. And another old script could be, what if people judge me? And a new script could be, my light inspires others to shine too. So when you feel a negative thought crop up on you, be aware. And as soon as you become tuned into that thought, flip it. Take it from a fear-driven thought to one of joy and love. And you can stop yourself in your tracks and you can turn it around in an instant. Now, number 2 on my list is we need to work our visioning practice, whether it's visioning boards or meditating or journaling, anything that allows us the opportunity to launch those rockets of desire and feel the joy of already having those desires come to fruition. And when I say we need to work our visioning practice, we need to work it as if it's a muscle. Yes, just like going to the gym, people. None of us show up at the gym, most unfortunately, and after one day accomplish our perfect weight or our perfect muscle tone. It just doesn't happen. No, in order to obtain our dream physique, we've got to be consistent. We have to keep showing up with positive intentions, knowing that with every exercise session, every weightlifting situation that we have, I call it a situation because for me at the gym, it's totally a situation, but with every exercise session that we endure at the gym, outside, wherever we do it, we are becoming closer and closer to our goal. And so it's the same thing when it comes to working with our desires through visioning. And as Rhonda Byrne, who is famously known for her book, The Secret, has said, what you think about, you bring about. So manifesting is mental and emotional repetition. Just like athletes visualize winning and CEOs visualize success, we get to do the same thing when it comes to our desires. For me personally, to get myself back on track, this is what I have started to do. Every morning and every night for about 5 to 10 minutes, I visualize. And I don't just see my desires coming true. I feel them, the emotions, the feels with all of my senses activated, and I see myself in the picture. So for just 5 to 10 minutes every single day, in the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, if you're sitting in traffic, wherever you are, if you can give yourself that time to just think through some of your desires that you're genuinely wanting to bring into your universe and seeing yourselves in the picture, letting yourself feel what it's going to feel like as if your manifestation has already come into your reality. Go through the whole process. Heck, even have a conversation. You know what? Sometimes I do that when I'm driving in the car and I'm just by myself and I don't feel like listening to the radio or the news or an audiobook or whatever it is. I just have a chit chat with myself, and I actually put myself into like a role play of where I am when my manifestations come into my reality. And it's really kind of fun, and it certainly gets you on a very, very high vibe. So now, as one of my favorites that I've read about, and I've also read much of his literature, Mr. Napoleon Hill, he has explained a process that he calls autosuggestion, which is the process of feeding intentional thoughts to our subconscious mind repeatedly to influence our beliefs and our behaviors and ultimately our results. And this 5 to 10 minutes every day can do just that. It's super easy to add it to your day. I highly recommend it. It really makes a big difference. All right, now, number 3 in my back on track manifestation practice is to consciously choose faith and joy over fear, and then anchor in that certainty. And again, another message from Mr. Napoleon Hill is faith is the ability to see the invisible and believe in the incredible. I love that quote because what it largely means is manifestation requires energetic alignment with faith even before physical proof exists. And fear, I'm just going to say, it is normal, but think of it as a signal to recenter yourself. Every time fear arises, use it as an opportunity to recommit to belief. So when that ugly fugly doubt starts to creep into your mind and your soul, then ask yourself, what would my future self who has already manifested this desire believe right now? And I'm sure the answer alone is going to squash any doubt that is trying to sneak in to your conscious and your subconscious mind. It is totally worth it. Yes, choose to believe in faith versus fear. It is magical. All right, now, another practice which never, ever fails me is one that also affords us a tangible something to give us a little extra boost when knowing that the universe hears us. So when I need some hard evidence that the universe has my back and is always conspiring in my favor, I just simply ask for a sign. I do. I do. Yes, whether you want to see a special kind of bird or you want to, find a coin on the ground or a feather or a butterfly or anything, just ask. And a perfect example of this is something that happened to me very, very recently, because I'm trying to get myself back on track here, which I believe I've already accomplished that through using these tricks. Okay, but I'm going to say this is what happened for me. I was going out for some exercise and I was feeling low vibe. And so I asked my angels, I said, angels, team of light, can you please send me a sign while I am out exercising so I know I'm in a good place and all of my desires are aligning for me? So off I went and I was out doing my thing, and lo and behold, I'm heading back towards my home, and towards the very tail end of my trek, I see this little sparkle on the ground. And so I stop and I pick it up, and it's this little silver heart charm, and it says, "You are always in my heart." And I was like, I got it. Thank you, universe. And I tucked that charm in my little run pouch, and I was just dancing on air for the rest of my journey home because I knew in my heart that I just received my reassurance that the universe loves me and is always working in my favor. So if you have never done this, what are you waiting for? You gotta give it a go. Shift your mindset from fear to faith and give yourself the confidence in knowing that the universe is always bringing you what you ask for or something better. So just ask for a sign, knowing that it will show up. Know that it will show up because it will. And one last thing to add to this step. I don't even know what number I'm on. Am I on number 4, 3? So we're just going to say we're still on number 3. So one more thing to add to number 3 is a quote that I have hanging up in my home from Mr. Bob Proctor. He said, and I'm reading it right now, he said, faith and fear both demand that you believe in something you cannot see. You choose. So true, right? And I think of that all the time. It's true. You can't see faith and you can't see fear. So why sometimes do we always tend to look towards what we're afraid of versus looking towards what we want and things that bring us joy? So choose faith. Just give it a go. It always makes you feel better. All right. Now, I'm going to say number 4. I think this is number 4. Don't hold it against me. I didn't number my notes. So, okay, how about this one? Raise your frequency daily. Joy is the fast track lane to your manifestations coming true. And I couple joy with gratitude, of course. So love, joy, fun, and inspiration are some of the most, if not the highest vibrations out there. I don't think I said love. Did I say love? Because that's lumped in there too. Okay. So the more you live in this type of energy, whether it's through music or movement or nature or creativity or whatever it is, the faster manifestations align. It's not always about doing. It's about being. And one way that I have managed to combine gratitude and visualization and embodiment and connection to find me on a really super high vibe has been by sending an audio message via text at the beginning of every day to one of my close friends. You know how like when you're looking at your text messages and you hit that little arrow on the left and it gives you that audio option? Choose that. That's what I'm talking about. Because every morning for the past couple of weeks, I have been sending my friend Bridget an audio voice message via text. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And so when I do it, the first thing I do, I get myself all ready because the first thing I do is I visualize the day I plan to accomplish through a lens that it has already occurred. And this is how I do it. Ready? I go, I think about what happened, what flowed, what miracles showed up that day. I also let my imagination just go big and I see it and I feel it. And then I record my message and it's usually only like a minute and a half to 3 minutes max. And I speak in the present tense. So for example, I might say something like, good morning, Bridget. Today is super magical. I am so energized because my latest podcast episode just hit an all-time high for the most downloads thus far. And I'm so grateful. And I'm going to say that even my coffee tastes better this morning. It's absolutely delicious. And just my overall energy for the entire day, it is flowing. And I honestly feel like I'm just vibrating higher than ever. Everything is working out for me. And I'm just so grateful. Bye for now, Bridget. I hope you have a great day. And that's it. It's that simple. And now you can add some other details, etc. Whatever it is you're doing. Like I went to get my hair cut and it looks amazing. And I'm going off to the gala tonight and my dress fits perfectly. And all my clothes, my shoes, everything just lines up amazing. I'm so grateful that I'm blessed with this abundance. Like you could just go on and on. You get the flick though, right? It is so much fun and it's super simple and you just hit send and it is a joy. And I have to say that creating the message feels great. And guess what? When I receive my friend Bridget's message, that raises my vibe too. It is so awesome. And this has just become such a fun thing for me. I hope it is for my friend Bridget too. I think it is. And I genuinely look forward to it every day. I love receiving her messages. I love sending my messages. And I just love the way it makes me feel. It's really, really great. So give it a try. And one thing, just make sure you're doing it with someone who is going to be as invested as you are, because it's a two-way street, right? You got to give and receive, and it's really a lot of fun, and it's a bit of accountability there too. But just make sure no negativity. Don't talk about anything negative, nothing judgy. Just talk about everything that's going right and the things you're thankful for. It's so fun. Give it a try. Please give it a try. Okay, so that's my list. That's it. But I'm going to add one more because, well, it's bonus day. So here we go. One more because it just came to mind. And this is using I am statements. Oh, these are magical words, and they are a way that we declare our identity, and we make ourselves magnetic by doing it. I'm just going to say. So things like, I am abundant, that attracts opportunities and aligns with wealth. Or I am confident. Well, that reshapes how we show up and how the world responds to us. And here's the thing, I am statements, they send out our frequency to the universe that is not hoping or wishing. Nah, it's claiming who we are. And in turn, we are stepping into the version of us that already is. Yes, we align our thoughts, emotions, and energy with a simple I am statement as we become that version of us who has already manifested the desire. Yes, it's really actually very magical. Sounds simple, and it's magical. And by doing this, we also collapse time between now and the manifestation because the universe is meeting us there. Oh, yes, please. Please, universe, meet me there. Even though we love the journey, we always love the journey, we also love the abundant destination. Yes. So, all right. So there you have it. That's it. Those are my hacks, and I have recently applied them to my world, as I had said, and it is really getting me back on a high vibe state of being, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful, and I'm hoping that you can hear that in my voice, and I hope that you can incorporate some of these, if not all of them, into your everyday. And as we get into this good feeling state, we fall into alignment with our purpose and our superpowers. And from there, we remove resistance because we no longer linger in fear and we become very comfortable and happy while looking through a lens of joy and love because we know that the universe always delivers. And I'm just going to say that there aren't any thoughts that we think that are not meant for us. I'm going to say that again. There aren't any thoughts that we think that are not meant for us. They are divinely guided invitations to become more of who we truly are. This belief, it anchors us in trust in our intuition, trust in the universe, and trust in the timing of our thoughts and desires coming into our reality. Ooh, so to sum this all up, there are no coincidences in thought. No, if we have received the vision and it sparks joy in us, we are already in alignment with the desire and the path to getting us there. We just have to take inspired action and we are on our way. And as Abraham Hicks has said, manifesting a castle is as easy as manifesting a button. So change the narrative to one that is focused on possibilities. Work your visioning practice like it is a muscle, honey. Yes, set time aside every day just for visioning, and you will see the more you do it, the better you get. And the better you get, the stronger you become. And the next thing you know, you will be flexing your manifestation desires all over the place. Yes, please. And then consciously choose faith over fear and anchor yourself in that certainty. And then bundle up gratitude and visualization and embodiment and connection by audio messaging a friend at the start of every day. And then those I am statements, don't forget them. I am powerful. I am talented. I am safe. I am financially free. I'm a magnet for abundance. I am worthy and I am loved. So give it a go. Try these tricks. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Believe in knowing that if we can see it in our mind and feel it in our soul, we can manifest it into our reality. Yes, you can. I believe in you. And I believe in the universe too. So there we are. There we have it. That's today's pod. I hope that you found this episode to be super helpful and fun. And if you did, please take a few seconds and rate, follow, leave a lovely review. That would be amazing. And share it with a friend. All of this helps me out a ton and really gets the pod recognized. Oh, and one of my big desires is raising the vibe in this amazing world, and sharing this pod can certainly help get us there. I would love that. Thank you so much. So thanks for this day. Thanks for listening to this episode. Thanks for being you. And I am your host, Lisa Ryan. Yes, this is the Joy-Filled Universe podcast, where we explore all the tools and tricks that are going to make your universe even more joyful than it already is. And I will see you next week. Bye.